For several months now, Xbox has been on fire with headlines and rumors highlighting massive acquisitions, third-party partnerships, and AAA titles making their way to the platform. With the full backing of Microsoft, everybody can't stop talking about how Xbox isn't messing around this generation, as they continue to execute their vision of playing what you want, when you want, where you want. Whether it's on an Xbox console, Windows 10 PC, mobile streaming via xCloud for Android and soon iOS, PC browsers, or possibly even a Nintendo Switch, Xbox continues to evolve the platform into the best place to play games. My name is Ricky, aka Seasoned Beginner, and welcome to my new segment, Industry Insight, where we talk about all things Xbox and all the juicy headlines and rumors throughout the gaming industry. It's an exciting time to be part of the platform, so let's jump right in and see what these rumors could mean for the future of Xbox. In just a few short weeks, Xbox will be celebrating the 4th anniversary of its premier service, Xbox GamePass, a monthly subscription offering 100 plus games for a fraction of the price of purchasing them outright. It's estimated that there are currently 22 million Game Pass subscribers, and with the amount of growth the service has seen this year alone, Xbox is adamant they will reach 30 million subscribers by the end of 2021. Honestly though, this does not come as a surprise to me. Xbox has been killing it for several months now as they continue to add value to what is already the best deal in gaming. Over the past couple months alone, we've seen massive third-party games added to the service, the most recent being the highly successful, highly profitable looter-shooter Outstriders and MLB The Show 21, which continue to bolster Xbox's appeal to many gamers around the world. Creating great games with no limitations on creative freedoms and putting the player first has been the pillar of Xbox's philosophy since 2017. They have proven time and time again that this strategy is best for consumers while also helping drive the sales of these games outside of Game Pass. And many massive developers such as EA have begun to take notice, bringing their portfolio of games such as Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, Madden 21, Titanfall, FIFA, NBA Live, Need for Speed, and maybe even the next Battlefield 6 game to the service at no additional cost. Just imagine the amount of hype there would be to see the next big Battlefield 6 game drop day and date on Game Pass.
F&A, Cotton, F&A!
I know I would be ecstatic about it. I effing love Battlefield. I've loved the big scale warfare, the destruction, all the carnage. I've played Battlefield since 1942 back in the day on PC, and I played every single game on console and PC as it's released over the years, and it's probably one of my favorite games to play with all my friends. But as we talk about Battlefield games, we cannot forget about Battlefield 5. I'm sure a lot of you, like myself, were pretty disappointed with the game as it really never seemed to get itself off the ground. It was plagued with countless bugs, numerous bugs, and with each patch that was released to fix a problem, the patch itself would break something else, and so it was a never-ending cycle of disappointment. But I played the game for several months before I decided to hang up my helmet and wait for DICE's next game. And honestly, I'm really hoping that the 2 years they took off was dedicated to rebuilding the Frostbite engine from the ground up for next generation hardware and the next generation of the franchise, because that franchise is amazing. It has a lot of potential, but I feel that since Call of Duty Warzone has come out, they're gonna have to do a lot to change the game and what it means to play big scale Battlefield games, because unfortunately I think because of the letdown of Battlefield 5, Warzone has taken that crown. So I'm pretty excited. Let's hope for the best. I know a lot of people are excited to see this game come out, and if it drops day and date on Game Pass, whew. Who remembers all the grumblings late last year about Ubisoft Plus joining Game Pass? Well, it's starting to catch a wind again as we get further and further into 2021. For those of you who don't know what's included with Ubisoft Plus, It's Ubisoft's PC exclusive $15 a month subscription service, which is very similar to Game Pass for PC. That's right. Just in case you didn't hear that correctly, let me say that again. $14.99 a month. Ultimately, what this means is that if you were to have Xbox bring in all of Ubisoft Plus, instead of just a selection of games, we could very likely see a price increase for Game Pass. What this price increase would look like is unknown, as there hasn't been anything official announced or confirmed by either party, but it is possible that we could see a fee change across the board. Recently, Jez Corden of Windows Central stated that the rumor had a, quote, strong chance of being true, end quote, at the time. And now GameBeat's Jeff Grubb, via the GameBeat Decides YouTube show, has suggested that Microsoft is trying to, quote, make this happen, end quote. And that he thinks that the goal is to bring all of Ubisoft Plus's service to Xbox Game Pass rather than just select games. Here's a clip of what Jeff had to say on GameBeat Decides.
Yeah, okay, so I'm not sure exactly what Jez is referring to here. I know that there's some third-party deals in the works. I think that, I guess be surprised is pretty key, because I think the stuff that I know about is the stuff that it was behind Phil Spencer during his last time he had all those shelves behind him. I do think he's working something out with Kojima. I do think he is working on something out with Ubisoft. I think he's, I think those are probably going to be a couple of pretty big deals.
Is the Ubisoft thing going to be some games on Game Pass, or is it going to be their whole whatever that Ubisoft thing is?
I think it's
Ubisoft.
I think it's Ubisoft Plus. Yes, I think it's that part. I'm not for sure, but that's my understanding, is they're trying to make that happen as well. So, what that looks like, if like they're adding another $5 thing into your Ultimate, or if you have to start. If there's going to be tiers to like get all these things involved, I honestly don't know. That is me speculating for sure. That is not me saying that the price is going up or anything like that. But I do think that they are trying to figure out a way to bring Ubisoft Plus in as well. So I think that'd be a pretty big deal. But I'll ask around, see if there's anything else out there that Jez might have a beat on that I don't, and maybe come back to you guys next week.
Both Jeff Grubb and Jez Corden provide amazing content for the community, so if you all already haven't stopped by their channels or their social medias and given them a follow or subscription, I highly recommend you guys do. They have some amazing content, so make sure you guys go show them some love. Now, this is pretty interesting, and it seems to be spot on with what many others, including myself, have been saying for quite some time. I do think that the way Xbox continues to add content and value for its players, that any of these things are possible. All these additions would add tremendous value to what is already considered the best deal in gaming. I'm sure we'll get an answer to these questions within the next couple months, because Ubisoft and Xbox have both confirmed they plan to return to the 4-day all-digital E3 2021 event starting on June 12th. So I'm very curious what you all think about this. Could we see a flat price increase or even additional tiers to access all the content offered on Game Pass? Will Far Cry 6 or future Assassin's Creed games be available on Game Pass day and date for an increased fee? I'll tell you all what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make this the pinned comment on today's video, so please do what y'all do best. Jump in the comment section and let me know what you're all thinking. I take a look at all of the comments when everybody leaves something for me to read, so please let me know what your thought process is, what your opinions are. Jump down in there and I'll take a look. And in other news, let's not forget that recently Microsoft finalized the $7.5 billion acquisition of Bethesda Softworks, bringing 20 beloved games like The Elder Scrolls, Doom, Fallout, Wolfenstein, and many others to Game Pass subscribers at no additional cost. A lot of people were caught by surprise with this announcement a few months ago, but many didn't really understand the relationship between Todd Howard at Bethesda and Microsoft has already been established and goes back as far as the OG Xbox days. Man, I could remember firing this bad boy up for the very first time and hearing So a few months back, I was thumbing through the headlines, much like many others were at the time, to glean whatever information I could find about what this partnership meant for both companies moving forward. Then I stumbled upon a message on Bethesda's website released by Todd Howard himself, titled Todd Howard on Joining Xbox, where he discusses how back in the days of old, Bethesda was primarily a PC developer, recently working on Morrowind when a merger took place with a little startup named ZeniMax Media. Interesting. It was around the same time that something else was taking shape. Microsoft was developing their first Xbox console. So they invited Todd out to Redmond, and they discussed bringing Morrowind to their new piece of hardware, and as you all know, the rest is history. Another thing he said that stood out to me was, and I quote, "I have the pleasure of working with and partnering with many of the best gaming and tech companies in the world. But our longest and closest partner during my career has been Microsoft." End quote. To me, this is pretty evident that they built their relationship upon dedication to great partners with an unmatched passion driven by the power of games to unite players like you, myself, and many others from around the world. As technology changed over the years, I believe Bethesda saw how they were bringing that vision to reality and how it aligns directly with the trajectory they wish to take their own company. During a recent Xbox Roundtable titled Bethesda Joins Xbox, Todd Howard, Phil Spencer, and many others sit down and discuss what this partnership meant to Bethesda and Xbox, and how Bethesda can now make what they had already planned on making even better with the support of Microsoft and Xbox. Here's a segment from that discussion.
I wanted to talk a little bit about something that you preached a lot when I first got here in '99, which is a willingness to throw stuff out and start all over again. You sort of champion this idea that you can't be beholden to any feature that's in your game before. And when you hear Phil talk about how rapidly things change in this industry, I think a lot of what we do as Bethesda comes from you in terms of your approach to development and being willing to try new things to push boundaries.
Yeah, one of our mottos in the studio, and it became in the company for a while, is great games are played, not made. You can have the best design, this is a genius idea, but you never know how it's going to feel, like that, what makes something fun in your hands. And when we think about the future of games and our ability to make them, that doing this together and this kind of partnership, and it's going to sound cliche, like they believe it or don't believe it, but we have a firm belief that we're going to make the best games we could possibly make by doing this. So whereas I think it's great to have all of these games under one umbrella, like what does that mean at the end of the day to the games you're looking at? It's, for us, they're going to be even better than the way we were going to be doing them. And that's the ability to tap into everything at Xbox, to tap into everything that we've done in the past and solve those problems really together.
And something I want to build on there, our aspiration is to have literally billions of people experience the great games that both our teams build and our partners. And through the power of our console and PC and xCloud and that continued growth that we have, my aspiration, my goal, my hope is that the next games that come out of Bethesda will be the most played games in the history of the studio's organization. It's, it is about reaching more players, as you say. It's about games that are played and finding those players wherever they are as we continue to expand the great capability of gaming to more and more people. That I think is just that's going to be so fun to watch as people around the planet get more and more ability to experience the things that Bethesda is capable of building.
Partnering with this massive juggernaut adds 8 more highly talented teams to Xbox's now 23 game studios. Microsoft and Xbox aren't messing around this generation. With the very ambitious goal of reaching 2 billion gamers around the world through the power of the Xbox platform, it seems Xbox has finally realized just how important content is to their players, the life of the platform, and in general, their bottom line. This is why I think investing into innovation of the future of the platform as well as Xbox's game studio families is of the utmost priority if they wish to foster growth and continue the development of great games in order to feed Game Pass with quality content. Keep in mind, Xbox has been playing the long game. A lot of these investments won't bear any fruit for a couple years until after these teams have a chance to settle in, synergize, and begin developing new projects. It can take anywhere from 2 to 5 years start to finish for studios to develop a quality game. And with the current global situation, these games, like many others this past year, will experience delays as many of these people have to work from home. Currently, most of Xbox's game studios have been hard at work for a couple years now, with a multitude of games in various stages of development. These teams are creating amazing games spanning multiple genres, and that's just another thing I absolutely love about Game Pass. It provides a great variety of quality games, which is constantly updated, so you always have a new game to play. And to be honest, with the amount of content they're constantly moving around on Xbox Game Pass, it can be a little overwhelming when it comes to deciding what game you're going to play next. But that's the best thing about it. There's so many different games to choose from that you'll never, ever run out of content. Now, with that being said, I think Xbox has been a little secretive about the release window of some of these games, so I believe there is a slight possibility of seeing some of these released around holiday 2021 or the beginning of 2022. Now, it wasn't that long ago that Xbox fans felt neglected with the lack of game releases during the entire Xbox One generation. That was 8+ years of knowing exactly what was coming next from only 5 first-party game studios under the Xbox Game Studios umbrella. 343's Halo, the Coalition's Gears of War, and Turn 10's Forza games. Now, let's be honest, this is not a formula for success, Xbox. And please don't take this the wrong way. Forza, Halo, Gears of War, Minecraft are all incredible games that I've enjoyed over the years. Like many of you, I grew up playing Halo for hours until the sun came up. Some of my best memories were from my teenage years, having 12+ person LAN parties on the weekends with friends, playing custom SWAT and infected games in Halo 2 way before it was added into Halo 3. Man, those were the days. I miss having no responsibilities. So let's switch gears a little bit and take a walk down memory lane. And as we do, it's really not hard to see why Sony took the crown last generation. They had a number of first-party studios creating amazing games. Massive Western blockbusters like Santa Monica Studios' God of War, and Naughty Dog's Uncharted and The Last of Us, just to name a few. Franchises with engaging, impactful stories that catapulted these studios to the very top, setting the bar higher and higher with each new release. PlayStation was the place to be, giving developers the creative freedom to make the games they wanted to make. But now, it seems Sony might be getting a little complacent as reports have begun to surface that their smaller studios are being pushed to the sideline while they continue to put all of their eggs into the baskets of their larger blockbuster producing multi-million-dollar studios. Sony seems to be fixated on teams that can churn out these massive cash cows, and it's creating unrest across Sony's portfolio of game studios. Recently, the Oregon-based Sony Bend tried pitching a proposal for a sequel to its 2019 open-world action game Days Gone, which would have featured co-op with a shared universe experience. Even though the original game was considered a financial success, former Sony Bend game director Jeff Ross confirmed that Sony rejected the proposal, but he could not confirm it has been officially canceled because of an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement. Now, there is a lot more to this story, but that's all we're going to have time to discuss here today. This video has gone on much longer than I had originally anticipated because over the past couple weeks I have been exhausted and tired getting home late from work and going to the gym, and I just didn't have the energy to come out here and finish the video. So over the past couple weeks there have been additional stories that have come out, so I tried to include those into my original video, which has increased the length substantially. It's near 20 minutes now, so I do appreciate anybody who stuck around to the very end. I very much appreciate all the support, so if you do like the video, please do me a favor and hit that like button, and if you want to know when I upload future content, please hit that red subscription button and the bell notification to know when the next videos are uploaded. Season Beginner out. I'll see you all next time. Ooh, that triple kill. Hey, Cortana, tell Xbox to record that.
Captured.